Does your teenager want more freedom and independence that you're willing to give? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization, Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump on to Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. My son is 15, and it seems like we're bumping heads a lot lately. He just wants a little more freedom than I'm comfortable with. He wants to go places with friends that drive, go farther away from home, and stay out later and more often, etc. When I tell him no, or even try to compromise with him, he comes back with me with, "Why don't you trust me?" I want him to develop independence and responsibility. So when he puts me in that position, it makes me feel guilty and conflicted. Any tips on how I can handle this? Yes, thank you for your question. Like many of your questions, a lot of parents I think can really relate to this, especially parents of teenagers. It's normal and just developmentally and societally normal for teenagers to push away and grasp for more freedom, more independence. That is a totally normal thing. It's also normal for us parents to be scared about that and want to hold on. And this push-pull, I think, is a normal, if I can just say normal again, it's a common phenomenon that hopefully helps both you find this imperfect middle, which I talk about a lot, the imperfect middle, which neither one loves, but we kind of like. Kind of like how, it's political season right now. We just had a big election. It doesn't go far left or far right. Usually we're somewhere struggling in the middle. And that's maybe a healthier place for us to be. I don't know. But for families, I think it is. Because if he's 15 and wanting to go farther, instead of just saying no, because you don't like it, I always say try to avoid no if you can. No is simple, it's easy, but it shuts things down. It shuts down the conversation. What I would say instead is, let's say he wants to get in his friend's car and drive wherever. It's farther than you like. And say, hey, I know you want to do this. I understand. But what I'm concerned about is these are my concerns. If we can satisfy these three concerns, I can be okay with this. And let the two of you collaborate on how to do that. If he says, no, you just have to do it my way or no way at all. Say, okay, well, then it's no way. If it's win or lose, then you're choosing loss. But if you want to collaborate, I'm here to collaborate as much as you like. And this is hard to do as parents. We have to be calm. We have to be steady. We have to be the adult in the room. Your 15-year-old is not qualified for this role. So one of us has to set the example, set the standard of how to be a mature adult and not take the tax so seriously. And again, this is a big ask. It is hard to do this. He is genetically engineered to know how to push every one of your buttons. But it's important for us as parents to take that breath, be calm, recognize that he cannot, or she, and wherever that may be, they're not responsible for our emotional well-being. They can't be. They're not qualified to have that role. We have to be able to make sure that we are staying calm, even when being triggered by their incessant badgering of, I want to go out, all my friends go out. So collaborate with him. If he wants to go to Calabasas Commons, let's say, and it's a little far for you, how do you navigate that? I have a client I talked recently, and they negotiated a deal that he could go on public transit to go where he wants to go through a series of, scheduled check-ins, having his phone turned on all the time, being able to respond to texts and phone calls, being able to track on his phone. He and his parents worked out a deal that the parents were okay with. Again, it's not his perfect solution either, but everyone's getting kind of what they want. Everyone wants him to be more independent in a responsible way, and they're allowing him to demonstrate responsibility. I think that's what's really important. So it's really important, again, you negotiate and collaborate with your teenager how to make something work. Now, if they're saying, hey, I want to go with my friends overnight to Tijuana without any parents and we're 14, obviously the answer is probably going to be no. But instead of just saying no, say, well, here are my concerns. And you can list all your concerns. If we can satisfy all these concerns, then we can figure that out. Now, there's no way he's going to satisfy those concerns because it's probably not realistic. But at least you're stepping up to the table. You're creating an environment where he's learning how to negotiate and collaborate with you instead of fight. And that's what we want to do here. And again, if you're feeling guilty because he's going to pull, you don't trust me card, I understand that, but he's doing it. He's not conscious of what he's doing. He's not conscious of how that's hurting you. All he's focused on is what I want, because he's in tunnel vision, because he's a teenager. And this is normal. It's not because he's bad. It's because he's 15, and that's what 15-year-olds do. So it's important that you are taking care of yourself so you're on stable emotional ground so you can be that for him when he can't be. Anyways, that's our question for today. We love your questions. Keep them coming. If you have your question you'd like me to answer here on Tips on Teens, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. You also can direct message us here on Facebook or Instagram. We love your questions. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday at noon with your question. Thank you. Bye-bye.